I went through my boyfriend's phone while he was sleeping and what I found out wrecked me, so I am going to make him crazy searching for me. Found out my boyfriend was cheating a few weeks ago, been spiraling since. Literally only running off of vengeance and pure disgust. I got this weird gut feeling and checked his phone while he was asleep. Those 20 minutes locked in the bathroom felt like years, and the shame keeps me from talking to anyone about it. I moved across the country to be with him, so I'm all alone. No friends or family here. He woke me up the next morning with kisses and breakfast and has been doing so a lot lately. Probably the guilt. He even bought me flowers for the first time ever, after me hinted at wanting them for years. He thought my quiet crying was out of happiness. He even brought up buying a house for us, something with enough space for potential future children. I'm still going through the motions, making his breakfast and protein shake every day, packing his lunch, making sure dinner is almost ready when he comes home from the gym. What makes me the angriest is that I really, genuinely thought he wouldn't do something like this. He watched his father cheat on his mother and father's children out of their marriage, all while she struggled with infertility her entire life. My partner isn't her biological son, and never had her own. She dedicated her life to the two of them and passed away of ovarian cancer shortly before we met. Sometimes I think about whether she regretted staying with her husband or not. We have a small shrine in her honor and something makes me look at and expect guidance. I love the man she raised and hate the one her husband did. But they're both him, and he's a grown-ass man more than capable of self-control, so I decided to walk away. Next week my car will be picked up and shipped back home, and I got first-class tickets for me and my dog on his dime. He'll come back home from work and everything I brought will be gone, along with me. The only thing I think I might regret is not somehow being able to see his reaction when he walks through the door and realizes what's going on. Lol. Update 1. Almost every day my boyfriend sends me money for lunch, gas, something. I thought he was just really kind. Turns out he was cheating, and giving me money made him feel less guilty, as though he didn't beg me to move across the country with him where I know no one. Once I found out, I wanted to immediately confront him but was scared of the outcome since the apartment was only in his name, and again, I know no one here. Now I just save every dime of what he sends to be able to pay for the $3,000 moving fees to go back home without hurting my own pocket too much. Breaking my heart, destroying my ability to trust, and scaring me off from men I can handle, but messing with my finances? Nah, never. The transport company is coming next Wednesday to take my car, and my plane tickets for me and my dog have been bought. Gonna keep up my happy act and do the usual cooking of dinner and scrubbing his back and poof on Wednesday like I never knew him. It's the only form of revenge I could do that wouldn't haunt me. Good riddance. Edit. A few asked for details. There's 7+ other women. Everything he told them was a lie. Name, age, height, city, occupation, all of it. The only common denominator was that he bought us all the exact same lingerie set for his birthday in January, and specifically requested I hang it up in our closet where it's viewable. Forgiveness is not on the table. He'll be surprised, but I doubt he'll be hurt. Update 2. As mad as I am, as betrayed as I feel, I still love him. All I really want is to wake up tomorrow and this all be a nightmare. I don't enjoy this slice of reality, that the person I love the most has looked me in my eye and lied to me for who knows how long. And every time I do it, I'm left wondering how many times he did it. How many times did he whine, dine, and fuck other women and come home to me? How many times have I been the stupid girlfriend who trusted her boyfriend blindly? How many times have I been some woman's laughing stock? Did he fuck us back to back? Did his friends know? Did they look me in my fucking eye and really not say anything? Did he love them? How many times did he tell me he loved me and meant it? When did he stop meaning it? Did he ever even mean it the first time? I'm not a master manipulator. Unlike him, I'm just composed because I've never had any other choice. Emotions got you beat or worse when it came to my parents, and I'm more than aware I have a shitload of trauma to unpack, but I can't. Not in the self-pity. Woe is me. It's too hard. But no, I probably just can't. Therapists here are wildly westernized, and once I start with the short list they'll probably just charge me double, maybe triple. And the last time I tried he kept trying to convince me I enjoyed my own assault. Maybe I got cheated on because I'm emotionally inept. My intimacy levels are quite limited. The few times he asked about my childhood I either A, brushed him off, or B, told him one thing I thought wasn't that bad, and he was so shocked I held out on the actually bad parts. And that's where the hate comes in. He knows what it's like to grow up feeling unwanted. He knows what it's like to lose your parents young. He knows what it's like to feel like your entire life has been horrible event after horrible event. But he still did this to me, and I don't get how he could. I could never cheat on anyone, let alone someone who shared such personal things with me. I haven't so much as made eye contact with another man since we met. Other people were just other people and we were us. I don't know. I just don't see being able to date again. I had deep-seated trust issues long before this, and growing old by myself with 30 cats genuinely sounds nice. Hell, great even. At least I won't always be wondering when the betrayal will come. Update 3. The transport company came and picked up my car, sold whatever big furniture I brought for low prices, took his dog to the park and played with him a bit, got him a dog cupcake, and took him back to the apartment. Movers started coming for the rest of my stuff, and I hadn't prepared for our property manager, thinking we were both moving out and we hadn't given them the required vacancy notice. She came to talk to me right as my Uber was coming, and I told her what was going. Unfortunately, they had already called him BC, only his name on the lease. He's called and texted me a few times, but I haven't replied. His workday won't be over for a couple of more hours. I left my apartment keys, and anything he's ever bought for me that I hadn't sold already. Didn't feel like taking that stuff with me. While packing, I remembered we bought a pet camera that shoots treats on the entertainment center and turned it back on. I promised myself I'll disconnect from it by midnight tomorrow, but I have my own predictions about how he'll react and I just gotta know for sure. Yeah, it's fucked up. Sue me lol. I actually forgot to leave a note and was running out of time before my Uber came and just left the lingerie set he was so obsessed with on the bed. He'll figure it out eventually. Or not. I'm at the airport now with my dog and just waiting on my flight. I wish I could say that I feel free, but I don't. Just tired. Update 4. I turned it on for about 10 minutes after I got back to my home and unpacked. He wasn't there, but everything was a mess. There was a hole in the wall, furniture flipped over, and papers everywhere. The kitchen looked like a tornado went through it. I deleted all of my other social media accounts but didn't block his number. The first 2 days he called me over 200 times. Lots of novel-ass text messages and him admitting to some poop I didn't even know about yet. Quite a few calls from his dad and friends too. I didn't reply to any of them. Last update. I did ghost everyone we mutually knew for a month or two until I figured out who I could and couldn't trust to not just tell him my new social/phone number/address. I never blocked his number, but I never replied to any texts or calls. They eventually died out 2 or so months later. He ended up finding out anyway and I moved again, out of state this time. At the last place, he showed up at 7 a.m. and I saw him on my Ring doorbell looking around and showing my photo to people. One of my dumbass neighbors confirmed I lived there, down to my dog's name, and he kept coming every day after that. I kept finding letters addressed to me that were obviously from him. They said a lot of things I didn't know, but nothing that could ever make me move past what he did. I moved before I ever saw him face to face. A few of his friends reached out after my second move telling me about some erratic behavior of his going on, but I ignored them too. Not my man, not my problem. I've been asked on some dates but no thanks. I'm too fragile and trusting for the fucked up morals some of these men have. There's nothing about being in a relationship I miss. I know I'm probably supposed to say that I hope he gets the help he needs and finds happiness, but I don't. I'll have lifelong trauma from what he did, so at the least he can have lifelong regrets. Most importantly, I found a great group of women that feel like family, and always are there for me. I'm happier than I've been in years. I'm just thankful I got out before I got pregnant or married and was tied to him forever. I forget he exists most days now, and I didn't even think it was possible. I hope this suffices.